Thank you.
Without objection, so ordered. I now recognize Mr. Gill from Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It never gets boring in here. And I'd like to say thank you to the witnesses for being here and for taking the time. Ms. DeVito, thank you for coming here. In your testimony, you said that Americans deserve a government that works for them, a government that makes their lives easier and more secure. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Great. I'd like to read through a couple of the grants that DOGE has pulled back, and I'd like to get your take on them. They pulled back a $1.5 million NIH grant to Morehouse College. It was called the Center to Advance Reproductive Justice and Behavioral Health among Black, pregnant / postpartum women and birthing people. Do you think that that makes Americans' lives easier and more secure?
I think that medical and scientific research of all types.
Do you think that that constitutes critical research? According to your testimony, NIH grants are critical research.
I think that government research of all types in the medical,
including of birthing people.
I think bench research of all types plays a fundamental role.
What is a birthing person?
Sir, I am here to talk about the DOGE impact.
Why?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so it gets better than this. It's nothing but this, but it gets better and better and better and better. What you are about to witness, folks, is what happens when facts and logistics run right into ideology, just insane ideology. This thing is great. He just dispassionately just destroys this woman just outright, and it's great to watch. But y'all do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. That would be great. If you could also look right below the video and click that join button, that would be lovely if you guys could do that. I need your help, y'all, so y'all go ahead and do that for me, and let's get into it.
I am here to talk about the DOGE impact.
Well, I'm asking you about this grant and you're defending it. So I'm asking you, who is birthing people?
I am not familiar with this grant. I take a position that all kinds of government research, medical, pharmaceutical,
Is a birthing person a woman? Is that another word for female?
That is outside the scope of my expertise.
Seems like erasure language to me. I've been told that that type of vernacular constitutes erasure language. How about another one? How about the conference, Gender Equity in the Mathematical Study of Commutative Algebra? Do you think that that's a valid form of government spending?
I think mathematical research of all types is deserving of government.
What about studying, and this is directly from the National Science Foundation's website, women and non-binary mathematicians?
Again, I think all kinds of government investment should be dedicated toward mathematical.
All kinds of government investment. You don't have any kind of limit on what we're spending our money on? Just everything? Is that your testimony?
I am talking about DOGE. You brought up.
So am I. This is a grant that DOGE cut.
I am not familiar with this particular grant, but I think government investment in mathematical, biological.
Okay. Let's do another one. This one is called hashtag Transcendent Health, adapting an LGB plus inclusive teen pregnancy prevention program for transgender boys. I can't even say this without laughing. Do you think that that is a useful form of our tax spend?
I am not familiar with that grant, but I think bench research, government investment in scientific and pharmaceutical
teen pregnancy
research.
for transgender boys. Do you think that that is a useful spend of our tax dollars?
I think government investment in all kinds of scientific research is of the utmost importance.
Including pregnancy prevention for transgender boys. Okay. Let me ask you, we can come back to this later maybe. Do you support abolishing the filibuster still?
I am here to talk about DOGE respectfully.
Right. We could abolish the filibuster and get a lot of DOGE cuts through. And you've written at length on your Twitter about abolishing the filibuster. I'm just curious if you think that we should do that still.
I did a lot of previous work on different topics because I am an economic policy expert, and respectfully, I'm here to talk about DOGE cuts.
Okay, but we could abolish the filibuster and get DOGE cuts. This is totally germane here. Do you think we should?
I am here to talk about DOGE cuts, not strategies for achieving more of them, but the harms that they have produced for working families.
That's a convenient change of opinion. I noticed that most of your comments about the filibuster were during the Biden administration. But we can move on. Let's go back to some more of these grants. Do you think that we should be spending money on, quote, the racialized basis of trait judgments from faces?
I am not at all familiar with that grant.
It's a $500,000 NSF grant.
Okay, I am not familiar with the subject matter or the particular
But you're
grant.
defending these.
I am saying that I think the government
You're pretty
has-
adamant against DOJ cuts, and I'm asking you if you support the cuts
I think that
that
there
DOJ
is
has found.
economic and medical, public health, communal benefit to
What
the
about
government
cross-sex
investing
steroid therapy and cardiovascular risk in the transgender female?
Again, I think government investment in scientific research is
Great.
important.
Thank you for your testimony. I appreciate it.
The gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize Ms. Crockett from Texas for 5 minutes.
Yes, Madam Chair. I'd actually like to subpoena the former head of DOJ. If we could subpoena Elon Musk. Can we take a vote on that?
This hearing will suspend.
Is the clerk in place? Do we have a clerk? Can I make a motion that we subpoena Elon Musk right now?
The hearing has suspended.
Oh, well.
Okay, so as I was in the middle of recording, we had a storm come through and my electricity went out, so we're just going to improv and just roll with it. Screw it, I might as well go ahead and do it. But you know what? I just love this, by the way. These people, they have no limiting principles at all. They think they can just take your tax dollars and just spend it on anything that they want, any kind of nonsense research. I mean, research, really. Into to see if teens can get pregnant, teen boys can get pregnant. Are you kidding me with this? Like, this whole transgenderism nonsense has just gone way too far. It's way off into the Looney Tune bin at this point. But I love how he comes back with the filibuster. Oh, hang on just a second. Democrats were yelling and screaming about getting rid of the filibuster, getting rid of the filibuster. And now that we have power, they love the filibuster right now. And I love that, because that just goes to show, once again, Democrats have no limiting principles whatsoever. When it's politically convenient for them to do something or to be on this side of whatever issue it may be, they'll be on that side of that issue. But, you know, when it comes down to it, when it all boils down, folks, these people have no principles whatsoever. It is all about cult-like adherence to social orthodoxy, to the liberal social orthodoxy at that, which is just a good way of saying that these people are just woke. And it's nonsense. It's all nonsensical, folks. This is what happens, though, when facts and legitics run right into your ideology. This is exactly what happens. You run out of your principles. You run out of, you don't even have any freaking morals to speak of, because morality derives from religion essentially. You know, that they try to claim that, oh, you know, morals are just intuitive in our nature. No, I'm sorry. That is not true. We are taught morality, folks. We are absolutely taught morality. This is why you have such a wide range of good people all the way up to just pure evil people. It just outright. So we are taught morality. Our life experience gives us our morals, our principles, whatever it may be that we adhere to. Right? But these people, they don't adhere to anything, it seems like. They just want to spend your money into oblivion. And I'm loving what DOJ is doing. I wish we could get some more of these rescissions packages coming from the White House and, you know, get some more of these DOJ cuts codified. That's all we want, these DOJ cuts codified. And, you know, Democrats, I'm going to go over this hearing right here, because this was a pretty good hearing. There was a lot in it. I watched it today for the most part. And I saw this one, I'm like, yeah, I gotta take care of this one right here. This one's just great. So it is what it is on this, but I just love how this lady, she's like, I'm not here to talk about the filibuster. Hey, well, let's talk about the filibuster, because you guys are all on board with getting rid of that filibuster, and now that we have the power, this is what I think Republicans should do. Abso-freaking-lutely do. Go ahead get rid of the filibuster. And then, you know, you might be thinking right off the top, well, when Democrats get power back, they're just going to, no, we'll just reinstall the filibuster whenever we're done with it. That's all we got to do, folks. Get rid of the filibuster. Just ram through whatever we can, get all that across the line. And then right before the midterm elections, go ahead and reinstall the filibuster. So then we have the filibuster, and see how Democrats like that. See if that can slap some morality into them, slap some guiding principles, something. They have no guidelines, folks. They abso-freaking-lutely do not have any guidelines right now. And the Democrats, they're still floundering. They still haven't learned their lessons from the last election. So it's wondrous to watch these people just flounder around with anything and everything that Donald Trump does, right? Because Donald Trump does something, then next thing you know, AOC is over here barfing all over herself and rolling around on the floor in it. Impeach Donald Trump. For what? He hasn't broken the law. There's no high crimes and misdemeanors. They're trying to say, oh, well, the strikes on Iran was unconstitutional. Read the Constitution, for crying out loud. Right? There was an amendment added in I believe it was 1973, the War Powers Act. How about you go read up on that before you start yelling and screaming, gnashing your teeth about impeachment. For goodness sakes. But I've gotten way off topic on this, but that's how these things go. I just kind of improv these things, especially when my electricity goes out. But don't worry, folks, the show will not stop. I will have another video, but my next video is probably going to be a lot of stock video or something of me talking, and then put the news article up there, because I'm using my phone for light right now, and I've got to use my phone to read the news. So when I read the news, yeah, I'm not going to be able to shine the light on me like I'm doing right now, because right now I'm just improving. I'm not having to read anything, because I'm just reacting to a video that I recorded earlier in the day just to show you guys, because I know you guys like these. So, yeah, I just love it. I love these hearings. I just love watching the Democrats flounder when they get slapped in the face with legitics, which is basically, you know, legitics is the base word for that right there, legitical. Right? It's logic and politics slapped together, by the way, in case you didn't know that. You know, I still randomly, every once in a while, I get people coming in, you know, new subscribers or whatever. They come in and they'll put, like, legitical with a question mark in the comment section. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Got to explain it again. You know, I make up words sometimes, like doobly-doubly and stuff like that. But I know I didn't make that up, but you know what I mean, like legitical. Anyway, it is what it is. Y'all do me a big favor and smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. And hey, look, I swear, if you're new around here, it's not always like this. I promise. It's not always like this. But y'all do me that favor, share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. And sign up. Click that join button. Become a member. By God, you know you want to do it. You got to do it. I compel you to do so. Y'all go ahead and do all that for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. And that's all I got on this one, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. Y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.